Hello everyone, welcome to Automation Testing Studio. So in this video, we'll see how to pass parameters from testng.xml file. So here, these are the trickiest questions which I have faced till now with respect to testng.xml file, and no one will expect that this type of questions will ask. So today we'll see these questions. So I have listed down a few of the questions which I have faced. The first is that how will you pass data from testng.xml file? So it's a basic question. They wanted to know if you're aware of that how to pass the data from testng.xml file. Second question is that how will testng handle data type conversion? Suppose whatever value I want to pass, that is int, float, or string. So how testng.xml file handles those things. Next, we'll see where all can we define parameter tag. So what is a parameter tag and where all can be defined in that testng.xml file? We'll see that. So this question will know the interviewer. It will help the interviewer to know whether you can write that testng.xml file on your own. Okay, so next question is, can we define parameters at suite level? Okay, same question. Like what happens if both test and suite level parameters defined with same name? Okay, and what is optional parameter? So if you are aware of these questions, definitely in your interview you will face any of these questions. So these are the most frequently asked trickiest questions. So let's get started. Let's understand with practical example. So I've created a project where for each and every case I have defined a test case. Let's see the first thing, that is like I'll show you the basic things. I'll open the testng.xml file. Here, the first thing which you have to know is that how to write these tags. It's very important, and definitely you should practice it writing that, and you should not depend on this feature called right click testng and convert to testng. So you try writing it manually. First thing what we have to do is that we'll understand what is how to pass the data. So how to write this XML file and all, we can see in a separate video. Now let's jump how to pass the data. Suppose I have written this tag called parameter. So in testng, we have to use the parameter tags to pass the data to our test cases. So I have used the parameter tag, and our name is, I have given this variable called num1, and the whatever value I want to pass through this variable I have given here. Now in my test case, so I'm using this test data ng1 test. We'll open this. Here you can see I have written a tag called @parameters, and it is taking the variable. This variable name and this name should be same. Whatever name you give here, the same thing you have to pass here in this annotation. And then however you want to take this, the value whatever you have given, that data type you have to mention here, and you can do other operations here. So let's execute this testng.xml file and we'll see the result. Okay, you can see our test got executed, and the result is this is my test one, and it printed 122. So we have passed 120 from here, and I'm doing some operations here, and after that it became 122. This is our first case which we have seen. Now let's see the other case where, what if I want to pass different data types? Suppose I want to take it as integer, or I want to take it as string, or I can take it as float, double, and all. How it handles? For that, I have created this class called testng, test data ng2. Okay, let's comment this, and we'll see only that thing, how it will proceed. So for that, I have added separate test cases in this class called testng2, where for each and everything, I have taken different data types to make you understand how it works. So what I'll do, I'll execute this, and after that we'll see how it worked. You can see we have taken it as a string, and whatever the value I have passed is 120, and after performing the string operation, it concatenated one with that. And for the int, it added that value. And for float, same thing, it added. Double, it added. Long, it added. So same thing in the test case also we have done. For the string, it took a string and it concatenated. An integer, it has performed addition. Float, double and long also, it has performed the addition. Here, whatever value, however you want to take it as a string or int, it depends on the what data type you mention in the test case. Okay, in this case, you can take different data types. So the next thing what we see is that this test level parameter we'll see. So test level parameter is like, here you'll have a tag called test. Inside the test tag, you'll define parameters. So whatever parameters you define inside this tag will be applicable only to the classes which are present inside this test class. This is not applicable to the classes that are present outside of this test tag. So we have to define inside this test tag parameter tag with the name and value. Okay, if you see this test level parameters class, same thing I've written at the parameters, given the variable name, and then I'm taking it here. So I'll run this, and we see that it got executed. We have sent the value as 10 and it got executed from the test case. The test case handles that. Next thing what we do is that we'll see the suite level parameters. So till now we have seen this test level. Now suite level. Suite level parameters can be defined inside the suite tag and above the test tag. It's like whatever parameter value you want to pass throughout all your test classes, and those parameter values can be defined inside the suite tag. Suppose for this test, I have different classes mentioned. For all those classes, whatever test case we have, if you want the same data to be passed, I can define a parameter level that is at this parameter that is at this suite level. So this num1 I have passed here to this test level parameters and test in data ng3. If we execute this, we see that both will take the value 120. Okay, test level parameters will open. Test level parameters num1 we have used, and whatever value we have passed 120 it took. We will open test data ng3. Okay, test level parameters it has used at n1. Here also we'll use n1 and we'll see. Okay, fine. Now both the things have m1 and we are passing n1. So I'll run and I'll execute. If I do that, what will happen? Both tests got executed. There is another way. What we can do now, instead of this num1, we can take another variable and we can pass it. We can name it as num2 and we can give another value. So now here I'll change it to num2. Okay. Now if I run my test, then it will take 120 and then 12. Okay. So till now we have understood that we can pass the data at test level and as well as suite level. Next, can we pass the data at both levels? Yes. See this one here. I have listed down this parameter at both the levels, at the suite level as well as at the test level. Remember one thing, whatever data you pass at the suite level and assume that it has the same name, which one it will take after while executing? This value 120 or 220. Here you need to remember that it will take the lower level value, whatever is defined at the test level, it will take that value if it has same name. Let's execute this. The value is num1. Otherwise, if it doesn't have same value, If it doesn't have this tag, then definitely it will take this 120. So now if we run this, we should see that it will take 120 for the first test. For the second test, as we have defined at the test level, it took 220. Okay, it's the most important question and you must be aware of this. We have seen this, and then after that we will see this one. This one here, what if we want to pass different test data to different test cases? Okay, suppose you have this test case, this one, you will have different test cases and you want to pass different test data, then you can define the parameter tags like this. Okay, if you do that, now let's execute and see. Here I have defined at suite level, I have defined at test level as well. Okay, if we run this, we will see that different tests got executed, and this one, this is a 3 tests we are seeing here, but here we have 4. One is like maybe the parameter is different. Okay, if we see that we have num1 here, we have num2 here, and we have num5, num1. Okay, now which one we are seeing? This one, right? 135. So based on the parameters values, if those are not present, it will not execute. So here you saw that we can define different parameter values, parameter names with values for different test cases. The next thing is very important, that is optional. What if I don't define any parameters? Okay, suppose I want some parameter to be optional. Sometimes I pass that parameter, sometimes I don't pass that because I don't need that actually in my test case. For that, what you have to do in your test case, you have to define something called @optional annotation, and whatever value you wanted to pass as optional will be declared. So if I pass anything from testng.xml file, it will take that one. Otherwise, it will take NA. So I'm not passing any value from testng.xml file. As you can see here, if I run that, it will take the default value. So you can see it took the default value. So these are the different cases we have covered with respect to the parameters in testng.xml file. And I hope this will be useful for you in your future interviews. And if you like this video, share with your friends and subscribe to my channel. That's it from my end. Let's meet in the next video with other concepts. Thank you very much and bye.